Wise Way Learning presents the lecture number 58 to 60 under section 13. This is a complete project management free course from beginner to project manager with 19 sections of 100 lectures. Welcome to the course. Section 13 and lecture number 58 to 60, the execution phase, issue management. This section includes the lectures such as Lecture 58 How to record and build project report updates, Lecture 59 How to deal with any issues that occur during execution, Lecture 60 Case Study 2. Section 13 and lecture number 58, How to record and build project report updates.
Welcome back to execution. Although technically we didn't really leave. There would be no monitoring and control phase if we weren't executing simultaneously. But anyway, as we near the end of the execution phase, you may start thinking that this project is your baby. Well, in a way it is, but you're like a well-trained babysitter or nursery teacher. This baby still has parents that need to be updated on its progress and status, also known as project stakeholders and sponsors. And as teachers need to carefully plan reports on all aspects of a child's development for its parents, so do you for the project sponsor and stakeholders. Let's look into how to do that. There are two main reasons for regular status reporting. The first step is to keep the sponsor and senior stakeholders informed with how everything is progressing and to highlight any issues of key interest. The second is to keep things in order. Projects can involve many different people, and this can easily lead to confusion and misunderstandings. To avoid inefficiencies, the project manager must keep up structured communication and coordination. Chaos can be avoided if everyone gets all the same information. To aid this, you must agree on how the status reports and meetings will be delivered during the kickoff meeting. Things like the frequency of meetings, the participants, and the standard agenda. So, let's have a look at what a weekly update could look like. PowerPoint is the project manager's best friend at a time like this. A presentation slide is more engaging than a plain list of details, and it keeps the focus on what the project manager wants to talk about. So, we start with a cover page stating the project name. Simple enough, right? Then comes an agenda slide. Topics for the meeting, meeting information, location, teleconference number, date and time, that kind of thing. Timelines can also be added here. After that, a look at the Gantt chart, milestone table, and high-level status as a quick reference for people to see where the project is going. The project status can be indicated with a red, amber, green scale. Green means that everything is on schedule, on budget, and within the scope and quality requirements. All is good to continue. Amber means that there are issues that put the completion at risk, but the team can or already has acted to get things back on track. Red is when things have gotten bad. Overspending or goals not being met mean that the project manager needs to reach out to the sponsor and stakeholders for support. Perhaps even rethinking the project plan and/or rebalancing the triple constraint. This is one of the most important things going into the meeting, so everyone knows what to expect for the rest of it. Is it a report on how things are going swimmingly? Is it a meeting to convince everyone how the team is going to make the project work? Or is it a meeting to reassess and come up with actions to save the project? The project manager decides the status of the project and can use it tactically to highlight any issues that may become a big problem if not addressed. Once a high-level status has been determined, the meeting can head into individual work streams for detailed updates. Let's look at the work streams for our Lamborghini project. For each stream, you or the stream owner can present updates and any challenges or risks, and you will present the schedules and actual data recorded so far. When reviewing each stream, you must be able to compare the situation to project constraints. After that, it's time to review the risks. Have any open risks changed their status? Are any risks becoming more likely or dangerous? Do we need to trigger a contingency plan? Are there any new risks we need to record? You and the project team need to answer these questions and record them accordingly. So there we have it. This is an example of a core template. Of course, every project and even every meeting will have its own specific differences, but what we have just discussed are points that will occur in almost every meeting. And you, as project manager, will be the one to decide where the focus should lie. Excellent. So this brings us to the end of the execution phase. In terms of the course, I mean. Because in project management, the execution phase is like a turning circle. The project manager oversees the execution, monitoring and controlling it by comparing the actual data to the target. Then they report their findings and the overall project status to the stakeholders. Execution, monitoring and control, then reporting. But what next? Well, it's the following week, and the process goes around again and again and again until the project is complete. And that's it. The wheel turns all the way to the end of the project. A nice smooth ride. But could it really be that simple? Well, it seems you've learned the effects of the optimism bias and that things don't always go that smoothly. Well done. What if your actuals deviate massively from the plan? What will you do? Join us next lesson where we'll show you some methods on how to deal with issues during execution. Thanks for watching.
Section 13 and lecture number 59, How to deal with any issues that occur during execution.
Remember when we said, expect the best, plan for the worst? Well, it's worth having this attitude throughout a project. Of course, you have to be confident and positive about your project, but that confidence needs to come from somewhere, and that somewhere is the controls you have in place to cover your back if the worst happens. Imagine that 2 months into the Lamborghini project you had planned for 6 cars to be complete but none have been. Or that during training half the new sales team resign, leaving you understaffed for the grand opening. Another job of yours as super project manager is to be able to step up in these situations and save the day. So when your project gets derailed, let's look at the 4 steps you can take to get it back on track. Just like you have been doing throughout the project so far, approach the situation in an organized manner by following these steps. React, read, respond, and resolve or repeat. First comes react. Assess the damage and perform damage control. Then read the situation. Understand the reason and the root cause of the problem. Then comes respond. Create an action plan and take steps to correct the issue. And lastly, resolve or repeat. Confirm the issue is resolved from your response through monitoring. If so, carry on with the execution. If not, go back a step or 2. Change something until step 4 is resolved. Let's look at an example. Something as simple as boiling water. In fact, let's use that. Imagine you've gone home for the day from your Lamborghini project and decide to treat your partner, parents, friends, or pet to some gourmet pasta. You put the water on the stove to boil. It's going to take a few minutes, so you sit to watch the latest episode of your favorite soap opera. Then suddenly, splash! The water is boiling out of control and spilling all over the stove. But instead of panicking though, your project manager instincts kick in and you perform issue management. First, you react. You take the pot from the heat to stop it from boiling. You perform damage control by putting the pot somewhere safe and cleaning up the water before it reaches your recipe. So now you have time to read the situation. What was the reason? The high temperature on the stove, right? Sure, but that's not the root cause. That was you not paying attention. So you respond. You decide to create alarms on your phone at 1-minute intervals to remind you to check the pasta. Resolve. You cook the pasta with your new action plan. At the first reminder, you see there could be a problem, so you lower the temperature. All is well. 30 seconds later though, splash! Oh no, it's happened again. The problem has not been resolved, so you repeat the steps. You read the situation again, but the root cause is still your lack of attention, so you adjust your action plan, setting your alarms at 30-second intervals. The next time you cook pasta, the issue does not occur. Great. Things have been resolved and you continue to prepare the rest of the meal and create a wonderful spaghetti bolognese. Great stuff. So, let's have a look at a case study regarding car production to see how this relates to our project. See you there.
Section 13 and lecture number 60, Case Study 2.
Issue management is an essential part of the project manager's job. We've seen how to execute a project from start to finish without issues, but there will always be some. That's why it's a good idea to have a look now at a detailed case study to show how detailed planning, good interpersonal skills, and, of course, issue management combine to keep a project on track. Let us set the scene. It's early March, and the project is progressing well. Ray, our project manager, starts her Wednesday with the next project status meeting. She begins her usual routine, writing down the participants and starting with the overall status of the project. Last week, everything was green. Construction works are progressing very well. Ray is feeling confident. Then, Richard, the lead engineer, shares this week's status. There have been a few slowdowns this week, but the construction team managed to catch up. We are now back on track and will complete the walls very soon as per the schedule. Perfect, thanks Richard. Ray continues. Let's move to the next key work stream, car manufacturing. She turns to the head of manufacturing. Jeff, you have not participated the last 2 meetings. How are things progressing? Yes, I was on holiday the last 2 weeks and unfortunately my report is not positive. The manufacturing is experiencing a delay. The marketing manager responds immediately. How big is this delay? We plan to complete a car every 4 weeks. However, it takes us more than 5 weeks per car. For 6 cars, this means we need a total of 32 weeks, 8 more than the 24 planned. So the delay is about 30%. My apologies, we will do our best to catch up. Quiz moment. What would your reaction be? 1. Respond rigidly. Ask for immediate resolution. Demand that Jeff fixes it all in 2 weeks' time. He is responsible for the car manufacturing. 2. Respond calmly. Try to understand more about the issue and what the impact is. After that, work out what can be done to resolve it. 3. Respond calmly. He has apologized, so you cannot yell at him. Hopefully, next things will be better. Answer. You need to carefully analyze the situation. Emotions must stay under control. Not only the project manager's emotions, but also those of the other stakeholders. Finger pointing is not good practice. Therefore, answer 1 is wrong. Answer 3 is also wrong. You are emotionally under control, but you have not planned any action to address the issue. Hoping it will be better next week is not going to help. You need actions. So as you probably guessed, answer 2 is the best. Ray responds calmly. Thanks for sharing, Jeff. It's clear we have an issue and the delay is serious. Do you know why the assembling is moving so slow? The marketing manager interrupts nervously. The exhibition cars are the most important thing. There's no point in the whole project if we don't have the cars. Your department is responsible for getting this fixed as soon as possible. Victoria, you're in charge of HR. You need to recruit more people. Jeff responds defensively. The workers are doing their best. We even added one more person to work only on the exhibition models. It's not their fault. Then suddenly the whole room is speaking over each other, pointing fingers, making excuses. Things are getting out of hand. Ray knows she needs to take control of her meeting and interrupts the crowd. Everybody, please let me recap. We have an issue in the manufacturing stream which we cannot resolve during this meeting. I will address all the details afterwards. I will add an action for me and Jeff to meet and discuss an action plan this afternoon. Jeff, is that okay for you? Jeff confirms. Ray writes this in the project diary. Great. We will resolve this in due course. For now, we We must continue with the meeting as there are still areas we need to discuss if we are going to make this project a success. Okay, let's see the last work stream. Recruitment and training of the staff. Victoria, how are we looking? All is progressing well. We posted the job offer on various sites 2 weeks ago and have already scheduled a few interviews. No concerns at this point. Ray grins. Okay team, thank you for today. Any other questions? No? Okay, I will email you all the minutes of the meeting and we will see each other next week. Whew, tough day. Quiz moment. What is Ray's best course of action? 1. The issue is huge and the whole project can fail. Immediately write an email to the sponsor explaining there is a high chance the project will be delayed. Suggest that new people should be recruited in manufacturing. 2. Meet with Jeff and discuss the details behind the issue and their possible resolution. After the meeting, send a note to the sponsor informing them on the issue. 3. Calm down. Stress does not help anyone. Wait until next week to see what the progress will be. Answer. Same as before. Answer 2 balances emotions and comes up with correct actions to take. Ray writes down the meeting's minutes and sends it out. She now has time to think out the problem. This is a significant delay, over 30%, and we are already a few weeks in. A quick calculation shows that at this pace they will need an extra 8 weeks, which is late August, after the target completion date, and is also after the project completion date. Maybe I shouldn't waste time and go straight to the sponsor to start the process of hiring more people to help out. Although, that doesn't sound right. Let me check my notes from the 365 project management course I took. I have a section on issues. Maybe you can help me organize my thoughts. Ah yes, I remember. React, read, respond, resolve or repeat. That's right. If I do go to the project sponsor, it's my responsibility to bring more information and possibly a suggested solution. I'll see Jeff in a bit and work on the first 2 steps, react and read. I will, however, write, in pencil, the root cause of the delay. Slower production in manufacturing. Ray goes to Jeff's office. She sees his name and title on the door. Jeff Vader, head of manufacturing. The two meet. Hi Jeff. Hey Ray. How are you? How was your vacation? Very nice, thanks. We went skiing. There wasn't much snow during the first few days, so we went for a hike and climbed a mountain. It was amazing. Felt like I was on top of the galaxy. Anyhow, let's get back to work. We are in a bad situation. Unfortunately, we are. Please tell me more about the delay. What has been done so far to react to the issue and increase the speed or production? Jeff responds. As soon as I came back and found out about the delay, I added one more mechanic to work on the project cars. Ray adds the comment into the React box. Ray continues. Has that helped increase the speed of manufacturing? Jeff checks his notes. Not really. It seems my mechanics are not actually causing the delay. I spoke to our shift lead. He confirmed the mechanical works are done as per expectation. However, the software engineers are delivering their part too late. Ray puzzles. Software engineers? Can you tell me more about the car manufacturing process? The main stages from A to Z? It is time that we read this situation more carefully. Jeff agrees and begins. Simply said, it works like this. With the help of robots, the mechanics work on the chassis, the core of the automobile. Doors are then assembled and the body goes through the painting salon. Then mechanics install the engine, the transmission, etc. Electronics and software from basic driver controls to Bluetooth media are then programmed and tested by the IT department. Once ready, interiors are assembled and the mechanics complete the installation. Voila! Ray responds. Oh, so it's not the mechanics on the assembly line that are late, but the software unit. Yes, Jeff says. Okay, seems my initial guess of the root cause has to be updated. Ray erases the previous and updates the root cause. Ray then asks, have you discussed the issue with the software team? I wanted to push them to be faster, Jeff responds. I spoke to their manager. However, he was not very cooperative and said it's not possible to do everything so fast and that they are really busy. Ray opens her diary. Okay, we need to talk to them. I will organize a meeting for tomorrow morning. Ray sets a meeting in the calendar, 9:30 a.m., inviting Jeff and the IT manager, Arthur D2. She also invites the 3 software team members, B, Bill and Abe. Ray's happy this is organized. Tomorrow, she will understand the issue with IT better and be able to suggest a solution. Probably 1 or 2 additional engineers will have to be hired for the IT unit. The next day, Ray is drinking coffee in the kitchen, chatting with a few other colleagues, then goes into the meeting room a few minutes early to read through her notes again. Arthur, B, Bill and Abe enter the room and soon after, Jeff. Ray opens the meeting and explains the progress of the project and the issue with the delay in production. She also shares that she had a conversation with Jeff and it seems the capacity of the IT team is insufficient to deliver on time. Arthur jumps in. I heard that people are expecting us to develop, test and complete the software and electronics faster, but that is just impossible. Everyone knows these are complex tasks. Ray replies, Okay, I understand and thank you for the efforts. However, we need to solve this. I was thinking of requesting additional resources for your team. Arthur sits back in his chair. Well, I am not sure this is needed, but even so, this will not help your project much. Recruitment and training would take 2 to 3 months and the showroom needs to be operational before that. Ray stops to reflect again. Where did she go wrong? Have the expectations been set wrongly? Or are the IT guys not dedicating the agreed amount of time to the project cars? It was supposed to be around 20% of their time. Let's check. Ray directs her question toward B, Bill and Abe. Can you tell me, on average, how much time you work on the project cars every day? They respond in unison. Quite a lot recently, maybe 3-4 hours a day, some days even more. Ray quickly calculates. Out of an 8-hour working day, this is close to 50%. But how is that possible? They dedicate 2 times more on the project and still there's a delay. So it can't be a resource problem. So it's probably a wrong estimation of the duration of their tasks. She scratches out the issue again. Let's check. Guys, I suppose the IT and electronics work on the prototype/project cars is quite different from what you do every day. Does it take you much longer? Well, no, not really. It is quite similar. Ray is perplexed. What can possibly be the reason then? Expectations, resources, duration estimations all seem to be okay. Ray concentrates while the rest continue the discussion. She closes her eyes, starts breathing slowly. She opens her mind to all possibilities and sees tasks, activities, scope. That's it. She remembers the memo from the management meeting which Sonia gave her during the initiation phase. It was about what features and gadgets the exhibition cars should have. Ray asks the IT team, Can you please describe the activities you perform on the project cars? What are the most time-consuming ones? B, Bill and Abe are quick to answer. Well, we do the standard computerization, GPS, radio, monitor connection, but what takes the most time is installing the driving support gadgets. Ray is starting to see the big picture. What are the driving support gadgets? B, Bill and Abe continue. Driving control, such as cruise control, mirror signalization when cars are nearby, front sensor to signal if the car in front is stopping too quickly and if you are approaching it. It is the testing of those that take a good 50 to 60% of our time. The force is strong with Ray now. She's figured it out. She clearly remembers the memo from the initiation phase. When defining the scope and requirements, the management discussed that point and decided that for the exhibition cars these systems are not necessary. The cars will only be displayed and will not be used for test drives. Only the internal computerization is needed, the monitor, audio and video. Bingo. Ray has finally completed step 2. Read the situation to find the root cause. But it wasn't an easy one. Jeff, Arthur, Ray exclaims. I know what our root cause is. I feel a disturbance in the scope. The driving support systems should not be developed for the project cars as we do in normal manufacturing. For these, we need only the basics. Bill, B and Abe, were you told that? They all look at each other and respond together. No? Arthur interjects. I remember there was some conversation around that, but I need to check the details. In the afternoon, Arthur replies, confirming this requirement on the scope has indeed been agreed as per the memo. Ray knows the next step is to implement the solution and asks if B, Bill and Abe can be instructed to reprioritize their tasks and skip this part as of today. Arthur confirms this has already been done a few minutes ago. Great. Ray goes back to her project plan and Gantt chart. She quickly calculates when the car production will finish if the IT guys can now move quicker. Unfortunately, it's too late to be ready by the established due date. Actually, 4 more weeks will be needed on top. But Ray is an excellent planner, and she had put 5 weeks in between the target production completion date and the week when the cars will be positioned in the showroom, a hidden buffer. So, issue resolution knowledge and good planning saved the galaxy today. Ray checks the issue resolution lists and see there is one more step, to check if the solution is working and the issue resolved. She will have to repeat step 3 if the solution is not effective, or even step 2 if it comes to light there is a different root cause. She adds this as a first agenda item for the next project status meeting to be able to control progress. Finally, Ray sends a summary to the sponsor, explaining the issue, the root cause and the implemented solution, and the sponsor replies, "Thanks Ray, you have taken the right actions and I am confident the team will succeed with the new plan. Regards, Sonia." During the next few project status meetings, the actual results show the manufacturing is moving at the expected pace. Ray can now validate the issue has been resolved. The life of a project manager is a dynamic one, and how they deal with problems will make or break them. Keeping a cool head and having controls like this one will ensure they always come out on top. So that brings us to the end of the execution phase of the project. Next lesson, we'll bring this whole thing to a close. Nice job.